Touch the Water.
Touch
Still,
the water,
and I know
man.
you're not doing that in the show, and that's the first one. I went up to Brian, the guy that works with you a lot, and he's worked with us before, and I'm like, is he doing Touch the Water? And I knew you only had a short amount of time that you had to, but that's one of those songs that you've written that touches other people, that has literally reached out and helped people. And when you write a song like that, I heard Luke Combs on a podcast, and he said, when I walk out to the crowd and I see somebody weeping, I realize I've done my job, and I can go home knowing that I've done the right thing. And I know you get that reaction from Touch the Water from people.
I think we want some kind of emotion out of
Correct.
On whether it's a smile.
Yeah, I guess if you wouldn't want them crying the entire show.
on our when we're out there opening for somebody and we're playing support, our job is to go out there and get them fired up to hand them off.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
So if they're going to start kind of mellow, it's one thing to put that song in, but if they're like coming out and they're rocking, I want to do my job. I want them to be like fired up whenever you hit the stage.
Sure.
And so, man, I think our set was 25 or 30 minutes, depending on which production we were on. But we would drop one song or add one song. But man, we wanted them. We say, come out, and kick them in the teeth. First song, I mean, bam, let them have it, and then go up from there. We want every song from that point getting better. Just like releases. Anytime we've ever released something to you, we want it to be better than the last song. We try for that. Obviously we don't hit it every time, but man, on them big ones, I haven't been playing Touch because it's just so dang sad. And I'm like, I want them to be up,
Sad songs are good too. You reach in and grab someone's heart and touch them right there. No, I get it though.
I don't like the whole front row crying.
No, I get that. I get that. I understand it. Last time we talked, you had a full-time job, making really, really super good money.
I know, and you're dating how long it's been since I've been in here.
I know it's been a while.
It's been a while because I've been full-time music now for 3 or 4 years. So I had 5 number one hits before I decided to quit my job. And we had always made the rule. It's like, hey, do them both until you can't. And I had a family, man. I had 2 boys and a wife, and that
you
comes
still do
first for me. Yes,
yeah.
I still do. And my wife is the bomb, dude. She's like the most awesome, and she's a great mom. She's a great wife, and she's got a career. So, like, but at that point, man, for 16 years, I had to take care of them. That was my most important thing before music, before songs, before all that. I had to make sure that my family was taken care of. And at one point, man, I just came in and said, I'm going to quit my job. And I thought she was going to turn around and talk me out of that.
How did that conversation go?
Man, she was washing dishes when I said I walked in. I said, I think I'm going to quit my job. And she just goes, okay.
And you weren't flipping burgers either. You were making, you told me, and we don't
I was making great money. And but, man, sometimes it's just not about the money. And this was one of those times. It's like you want to be able to tell your kids, I gave it everything I had. You don't want to look back and go, I could have done it. I should have done it. If I would have done it, because then it's just maybes and mights.
It's regrets is what it is.
Yeah. So I didn't want my boys going, man, can't chase your dreams. No one ever told me when I was a kid, chase your dreams. You can do it. You can be anything you want. And so I want to change the cycle with that. I want my kids to know, hey, don't be scared to go out there and have a dream and to try to accomplish that, because we only get one shot. We could sit there and just let it go by that quick. And so I just wasn't going to do that. Howie actually said, when are you going to quit putting your toe in the water? And I went,
all right.
Oh, man. So I had to just jump. You ever listen to Steve Harvey deal where he says,
Jump is one of the best things I've ever heard in my life.
I love that he's got a little deal where it comes through Facebook and stuff. And when I heard that, I heard 3 things, man. I heard the jump deal.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Jump before, go look it up.
I heard.
Maybe I'll put it on this video. So
Please do. Dr. Miles Monroe, The Power of Vision. That was the other one. And then we got into Virgil Slintz and listening to Virgil. He's got 14 leadership lessons. Man, when you start feeding your mind with that stuff, it's like a little worm that gets in there and just starts building. And, man, it captured me. Changed my mindset. Changed my
So your wife did not freak out on you when you went to her?
She never even let up, man. She said, okay. And I was the one, I was like, man, you're not going to talk me out of this. Like, this is a terrible idea. And we went through that, and it was not a struggle, but I think the first time I had ever gotten, I was literally second guessing myself, right? It took me 3 or 4 days to come to terms with.
You didn't jump quite.
I got to the edge and I stood there and I was like, man, can I do this? And prayed hard about it. And I went to the mailbox that night. And at that time, I think we needed I don't remember. It was some number. And when I went to the mailbox that night, I went and got my check, and it was from ASCAP. And it covered all that. And that was the first check that I had gotten that wasn't $100 or something. And I was like, oh, man. And I just started bawling. I was like, man, this is – and I went inside, handed it to my wife, and I was like –
here's the sign, honey.
Here's the sign. And she had came in, and she laid her check down, and it was the same thing. And it was like, man, it's just we're going to be okay. And man, the rest now, obviously we spent a month in Nashville last year, and it gave us the opportunity to get serious about it. At that point, I was just kind of put, like, Howie says, put my toe in the water. Had 5 number 1 songs, I think, when we finally quit.
Well, it's hard to jump when you're working a full-time job and you have people under you that are depending on you, and that check is coming in, and you're going, well, I got insurance and 401k and all this, that I'm going to stop and go get in a van and get a band that they're now going to depend on me, and my family's going to depend on me to make sure that not only am I jumping into this music business full-time, I'm taking care of the band and their family and the rest of it. That's not easy. That's a hard jump for anyone.
It's a hard jump. And now, it just shifts gears, though, because now you got 9 people on a bus, so you're still responsible for people, and their safety and getting them back to their families. It just kind of shifted for us. But, man, I think we made the right decision. I feel like we did. I am way happier doing what I love to do. I feel so
Find a job you love, you'll never work another day. Unless you ain't making the money and your wife gets mad and kicks you to the curb.
Exactly. Sometimes you just got to take the chance no matter what. You got to go, hey, going to the mountain and being quiet enough to hear that voice and going, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is where God wants me. And to really get quiet enough and listen to that and trust in it and do what you're hearing is the hardest part.
Amen on that. Hanging out Jesse Raub Jr. live in our Coke FM studios and live on CokeTV.com. Guitar in hand. He's tuning up that guitar. You going to play us another one?
Man, I am.
What are we going to do? New?
Man, I'm just going to keep hitting y'all with some new stuff. I've got some songs that I'm super proud of. And, man, I've written some songs that just mean something this year. And, this song right here, Jake got married last weekend.
Jake Bush?
Yeah. He got married last weekend, and he said, man, can I play that as our first dance?
Really? Oh, that's special.
It was for me because when Cody got married, I played his first dance with his band at his wedding. I played Tougher Than the Rest with the Rockin' CJB at his wedding. And so when Jake asked if he could play this song, I was like, man, absolutely. So I wrote this song with Scott Shawn White and Adam Wheeler. There was a back before us time machine, and it took me back to you looking at me that first time, that first night. Knowing all that I know now, all the roads that we've been down, I'd stay there and ask you your name. Girl, I swear I wouldn't change a thing. I'd choose you every time, every tear, every smile, every sunrise and every kiss, every day for 100 years. over and over, again and again. No regrets, no what ifs. Baby, every heaven and hell that we've ever been through, I choose you. So when you ask yourself those questions, don't spend a second guessing. First time I laid eyes on you, I did, and I still do. I choose you every time, every tear, every smile, every sunrise and every kiss, every day for 100 years, over and over, again and again. No regrets, no what ifs. Baby, every heaven and hell that we've ever been through, I choose you. I choose you every time, every tear, every smile, every sunrise and every kiss, every day for 100 years, over and over, again and again. No regrets, no what ifs. Baby, every heaven and hell that we've ever been through, I choose you. Baby, every heaven and hell that we've ever been through, I'd still choose you. Yes. Love it.
Shaker solo at the end. Jesse Raub Jr., that's a good song, man. Woo, I can see that. Wow, that would be a first dance or a second dance or a third dance for a lot of people. Is that going to be on the new project coming out soon?
Oh, man, absolutely.